Continuing with number 7, we're going to. I don't know what I'm saying. Once again. Hello, guys, one more time, and welcome to Ring Royalty. My name is Alex, as you already know, and here today I brought back Alex and for another ranking. How are you feeling today?
I'm doing good. Just tired of winter already. It's not even winter, but like, yeah.
Well, we're in summer season here and it's hot as hell. But something else that is hot is Mandy Rose. She's the hot topic of these weeks in women's wrestling.
Sadly, she was released. Not my favorite, but I feel like the reason why she was released was kind of unfair, knowing some people did worse than her on the roster that are still there. So
Yeah, and not only being released, but also losing the title in such an abrupt way was surprising to many people because it was a random episode of NXT. And that's why we're here today to rank each and every Mandy Rose NXT Women's Championship defense. So in these over 400 years of title reign, she defended it 11 times, and we're gonna start ranking each and every match she had. So without anything left to say, let's start with the video. At number 11, we're opening this ranking with the triple threat match at New Year's Evil in 2022. Mandy Rose against Cora Jade against Raquel Gonzalez. This was actually Mandy's first title defense, and I am so glad she improved because this was not it.
it was the first one we watched, and I thought that if it was going to be that way, that it was going to be a nightmare. But I'm glad it got better.
Mandy wasn't that involved in the match despite being the champion. I feel like it was a good showcase for Raquel, maybe.
The match in itself wasn't the best one in the list either.
Something that I remember from Mandy is when she kind of like focused herself on Cora Jade, because I feel like she was no match for Raquel, so it made sense, but still wasn't enough for me to believe Mandy as the NXT Women's Champion, especially for the first defense.
Yeah, I agree. It made her look kind of weak. Not an impressive first title defense, let's say.
Yeah, but maybe the storytelling and the progression of Mandy as a champion is what they were going for. Also, the botched ending. I guess Mandy was supposed to grab Cora Jade's legs, but she didn't, so it looked like a botched ending, it looked very weak. Not even the ending could save this title defense.
Thank God it improved after that.
We love improvement.
Yeah, we did. At number 10, we have Mandy Rose versus Dakota Kai. I want to say, like, underwhelming. I was expecting better because Dakota is like so good to me, at least. I mean, I know it's Mandy, she's not the best woman on the roster, but like I was hoping or expecting a bit more from that match.
I would say it was also very underwhelming because, if I'm not mistaken, this was Dakota Kai's last match before being released. It wasn't a bad match, but it didn't feel special either.
It just felt like a normal match to me, not even a title defense. So it was.
Oh, we forgot to mention that we're basing all of these top and matches not exactly on how great the match was, but how Mandy's performance was during this. And that's why this particular battle against Dakota Kai fell short. I don't think Mandy showcased that much, and the ending was basically cheating, so it didn't add up.
So I don't think there was any more left to say about that match. It was okay, but it didn't feel like a championship match to me.
So coming at number 9, we're choosing Mandy Rose against Alba Fire at Halloween Havoc. This particular match would be the least interesting out of all the bouts Mandy and Alba / Kaylee Ray had. It was made to showcase how much of a threat Alba Fire actually is. Considering this was later on in Mandy's title reign and she already improved a lot and showed how dominant she could be, it did make her look like she was not able to defeat Alba by herself. And I don't think that's what we wanted from Mandy at that point in her title reign.
No, like you said, it was a great match, but it wasn't like focused on what Mandy could do. It was almost feel like an afterthought in the match, which is sad. Especially like you said, towards the end of her reign.
I do. The only thing that I remember Mandy did was basically her spine buster, which I have grown to like. Right before Toxic Attraction interfere and basically cost Alba Fire the match. What do you think about Mandy's finisher?
I don't know. I kind of like it, but I like her previous one better. What was it? Bed of Roses?
The bicycle knee could look effective because it's a knee to the face, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure in this particular match if it was the best execution. So it overall felt like meh.
So at number 8, we have Mandy Rose versus Roxanne. Actually, her last title defense before she lost the title on NXT. I feel like this one was kind of rushed. Was it to release her earlier? I don't know. I'm not like following NXT, so I don't know if there was that much of a build up before.
No, there was no build up at all. The match was set to basically January, and then out of nowhere, it was rushed to last week. And then Mandy Rose lost the title in a random episode of NXT, which I found very disrespectful.
Yeah, after 400 days, she did at least a pay per view send off. Like we said, Rush put together at the last second or whatever, and just
I
kind
do.
of underwhelming for everything she did for the NXT Women's Division. I feel like.
I saw online that a lot of people were fed up that Mandy lost to a code red, which is actually Roxanne's finisher called Pop Rocks. And they felt like it was like a basic move to end Mandy's title reign.
Like it's her finisher. What do you want her to do? Kind of an overused move. Like before, it was spectacular when someone hit it. Now it's just kind of basic, but it's her finisher. I feel like there's so much worse finisher out there than this one. But it's nice to have a new face after like over a year of someone having the belt.
Continuing with number 7, we're choosing the last women's standing match between Mandy Rose and Alba Fire. Once again, I remember Alba Fire being the spotlight a lot more than Mandy, but this time around, I feel like Mandy held her own a little bit more.
But yeah, it was a pretty good match. Mandy did her job. If I'm not mistaken, it was longer as well.
Even if it was in a random episode of NXT, it
Yeah.
felt more important than the actual pay-per-view.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like there, it was like the ending. Alba lost not even because of Mandy. That's kind of underwhelming. Like I like Isla Dawn and her character seems really nice and what they did I like it, but the fact that she lost like that's kind of something off about the match in itself.
And once again, we're keeping this idea that Mandy Rose cannot defeat Alba Fire by herself. The match itself, I like it a lot. I mean, there were so many things involved. There was like a metal bar, chairs, the stairs, the ladder. So it was creative, and I love when they actually use the whole environment, the ringside. At some point, they were even fighting, I think, next to the fans. That was nice, but like you said, it was a bittersweet ending because Mandy didn't really knock Alba Fire out. It was all Isla Dawn.
Yeah, and it felt more in a way like a no DQ than the last woman standing. There was that I can recall like one where they count near 10 before the ending, and usually they have more than that, and they're more physical, more stuff. So like we've seen a whole lot better last woman standing match than this one. So at number 6, we have Mandy versus Roxanne. Their first match, actually, where Roxanne was injured. Roxanne being injured, you think it's gonna go like one way and Mandy's just going to dominate. But no, it was kind of an even match.
Having a Roxanne injured added to this match, I think Mandy showed a lot more maneuvers also, and focusing on a body part is something Mandy usually doesn't do. But I do remember it was vicious how Mandy was continuously attacking the midsection of Roxanne until Roxanne snapped and cleared the field outside the ring. Then once again, we got an outside interference for the ending, but it wasn't Toxic Attraction exactly.
Yeah, it was Cora Jade, if I remember correctly. It seems to be something that happens often in NXT. They're a friend a week, they turn on each other the next one. It would have bothered me, I believe, less if it was actually Toxic Attraction that attacked Roxanne. The fact that, again, she lost from someone who makes no sense.
And Mandy Rose connected with that bicycle knee for the 3 count. These did look better, but I think, like you said, it tamed a little bit the ending because of Cora Jade's attack. Especially because Mandy was, like we said, controlling most of the match. So it would feel a bit pointless that she wasn't able to get the job done without an outside interference. But I mean, like I said, it is what it is. For number 5, we're going with Mandy Rose's second title defense. Actually, the improvement was huge. against Kaylee Ray on NXT. So it was really nice to see Kaylee Ray face Mandy after the fiasco that was Cora J, Raquel, and Mandy's triple threat. I think it elevated Mandy a lot more. The match was longer and Mandy was obviously more involved. I think Mandy displayed a lot of different moves, and probably this is the best encounter these two had. Overall, start to show at this particular point that she was improving in the ring.
I was never a fan of her. I always thought she was like a kind of Eva Marie kind of wrestler, but watching all those matches, I realized she wasn't, and that's a good thing. Really impressive. I wasn't expecting her to be that good that early in her reign because everything we saw was kind of just okay before.
Something that I did like though about this particular match, besides that Mandy showed a lot more skills, is the fact that Toxic Attraction wasn't there from the beginning. So it was not a constant outside interference from the team. They just went in for the final, 30 seconds of the match, so Mandy could hit her finisher and retain the title.
So yeah, good showing, good match. The ending again, but like I don't mind every once in a while cheating, especially if she's a heel, but like
even though the interference happened this match, it did what it had to do. The match was there, and it kind of like wasn't a standard match. And
yeah, for once, that wasn't the most cheating that bothered me in this one. It was kind of well done, if you want. So at number 4, we have Mandy versus Zoe Stark. Really impressed with Zoe though, because I didn't know her. Another match that was kind of even. She didn't feel outshine, even though Zoe's clearly better than her.
Also, we're entering the territory of the top or of the ranking where Mandy Rose started doing things by herself. I remember Toxic Attraction was kicked out first 2 or 3 minutes of the match, so they weren't involved here. And it was so clever. Once again, I love when they focus their attention on a body part. Zoe Stark just returned from a knee injury, so Mandy was working on the knee all freaking match, and I adore it. That spot where she hit Zoe's knee against the announcer's table, for me, was super clean. It looked devastating.
And I think she was kind of smart in the way where she took Zoe's knee brace, is that what you call it in English, and hit her finisher with it. I think that was really smart on her part. Yeah, it was clever, and I kind of liked it.
Yeah, and especially because, like you said, Zoe Stark is so resilient, she's so strong. And Mandy hitting her bicycle knee and not being able to defeat Zoe Stark, she needed to add something extra to the finisher to make it work. And the knee brace was just the right call. This is a clear example, and probably the first example out of this ranking, where Mandy Rose is showing that she doesn't need outside interference or someone else's help to shine in a title match.
It wasn't like overshadowed by anything. Like you said, Toxic Attraction were out early, so they weren't a factor. It was really herself for once. Yeah, that was great. We like it.
We love it.
Yeah, I'm surprised because, like I said, plenty of time, Mandy's not my favorite, but I kind of like it when new faces in a way get the chance to shine and showcase that they actually can do it.
So at number 3, we've got NXT In Your House. And it was Mandy Rose defending the title against Wendy Chu. The reason why we decided this match should be up there in the top 3 already was because Mandy looked incredibly dominant. Probably the most dominant during her whole title reign. Wendy Chu is like a character-based wrestler now. So she has a lot of shenanigans with water guns and pillows and all of that. So I was expecting Wendy to bring a lot of different things or elements outside the wrestling itself to get Mandy off her game. But no, that was not the case.
Not anything that was too much, too distracting from the actual match.
The spot that I liked the most was that spine buster Mandy hit outside the ring on the entrance ramp. It looked devastating and it sounded devastating. Like Wendy's back was broken.
And as someone whose back been hurting, I felt that I felt that everywhere in my body yesterday when we watched it.
I think she's going for more like a powerhouse, sort of like Nikki Bella, kind of like wrestling style. She does have a character, but she needed to get like an in-ring style. And I think she found it. She's more comfortable working that way, overpowering women. Because she is actually very thick. Like, she's muscular. Just people ignore it for the fact that she has a pretty face.
She's pretty, but like she can be strong as well. But like you said, she kind of reminds me of Nikki Bella towards the end. She pulled off that look and that style of wrestling.
I was very surprised that one of her best title defenses was actually against Wendy Chu. Not because she was like a bad wrestler, because she's great, but she wasn't that established in the NXT roster at the time, unlike people like Kylie Ray or Dakota Kai, who we previously talked about. So it was a pleasant surprise for sure.
The runner-up, we have the three-way match between Mandy, Blair Davenport, and Meiko.
At Worlds Collide.
Really, I want to say surprising in a way because Meiko's like a legend in wrestling. She dominated the match, but Mandy still did a really great job to keeping up with her.
Mandy Rose held her own, and especially with two wrestlers that have traveled around the world, like Blair and Meiko. They have been in many different promotions. Mandy was kind of like the underdog, despite being already 300 and plus days as NXT Women's Champion, but she did held her own and she didn't look weak at any point, and I feel that's because how the match was booked. It was booked in a way to hide Mandy's weaknesses and showcase her strength.
That it's an historical win in a way to unify the title. I'm pretty sure they don't mention it anymore, but pretty sure that if I had watched it live, I wouldn't have expected her to win. It makes sense because the other two are mostly perhaps unknown to the NXT fan base.
It was undeniable that Mandy Rose's star power at this point in her career was huge, and this match even got "This is awesome" and women's wrestling chants. We must put some respect on Mandy Rose's name. The ending was great considering Mandy Rose was basically on the losing end, like 30 seconds before she managed to escape a move and hit a double bicycle knee on both opponents, getting Meiko out of the ring and pinning Blair Davenport for the win and to unify both NXT titles. I guess it was a way to keep Meiko strong, but at the same time give Mandy the opportunity to be the unified champion.
Yeah, solid, well fought match by everybody. Well, fast paced as well, if I remember correctly.
Very fast paced.
So nothing boring. No 5 minutes where they hold someone in a submission and do nothing. So yeah, I liked it a lot. One of her best matches as well. Pretty impressive.
Let's talk about the best Mandy Rose NXT Women's Championship defense, and that is at Stand and Deliver 2022 on WrestleMania week. Fatal 4-way, Mandy against Kaylee Ray, against Cora Jade, against Io Shirai. This was another very fast-paced match. It wasn't focused on Mandy, let's be honest, but this was probably Mandy's biggest defense during her title reign at that point.
Yeah, it was a pretty solid match. Her attacks were great. Her selling again was great.
I realized that Mandy was more involved than what I remember in the match. However, on the big, risky spots, like that crazy Canadian Destroyer Cora Jade did on Kaylee Ray on the ring apron and that moonsault Io Shirai hit to the outside, Mandy was not involved in those, which makes me a little bit upset because I feel like they could have planned something for her, but at the same time, it added to the feel of the match because when Mandy was there, she was aware of everything that was happening, so she took advantage of the opportunities. She was already there on top of the competitor who was down, and that was very clever.
Like, stay away from danger and capitalize when it matters. It was kind of the mindset from our point of view, I guess.
No toxic attraction to interfere again, so that's another bonus point for this match. And the ending kind of came out of nowhere. Io hit the moonsault on Cora, but instead of going for the pin, she kind of sit up for a second, and then out of nowhere, Mandy's knee was already in Io's face for the 3 count. It was a surprising factor, and I don't think at this stage particularly we thought Mandy's reign was going to be that long. So for sure, having a fatal 4-way, most people at the time thought that she was dropping the title to someone else.
Yeah, because if I look quickly at the list, the only time she perhaps wasn't an underdog was against Roxanne.
And she was the ultimate underdog in this particular fatal 4-way, considering we had Io, who had been NXT Women's Champion in the past, and Kaylee Ray, who was NXT UK Women's Champion for 500 and I don't know how many days.
Overall, the title reign was pretty good, and I'm sure it exceeded a lot of people's expectations.
Mandy Rose did that, and she proved that she was actually the attraction of NXT. Alright, so this was ranking all of Mandy Rose's NXT Championship defenses. How do you feel after this long ride?
After the first match, I was kind of worried that it was going to be a nightmare to watch, but no, she improved a lot, and I want to say quickly. And knowing that he kept going up, that was great. And I'm happy for her. Hopefully, like I said, she goes somewhere else if she wants to.
I really hope that Mandy Rose can be showcased somewhere else or back in WWE if they actually reach an agreement. And we have more time to see what she can display in the ring because she's literally young. I don't know if there are any final words you would like to say to everyone.
No, well, Christmas around the corner, people. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, and hopefully we'll get to see each other next year.
Everybody, I wish you Merry Christmas, Polly, a Happy New Year. I'm not sure if I will be able to upload another video, so I might as well say it already. Her name's Alex, and you already know her. I will leave her channel over here so you can watch her amazing content. And my name's Alexis. You already know my content, not my content, but my Instagram will be over here. Please stay safe. Goodbye.